I got the injection pump cleaned up here. It's about as good as it's going to get right now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to take off this tamper-proof seal here, and that'll give me access to some of the screws that I'm going to need to adjust whenever I get the engine into the caddy. It's going to give us a little bit more fuel. They say you can do this in the truck, but it's a lot easier just to do it right here. There we go. There is let's see, I believe you got to remove this collet as well. Oh, my bad. You got to remove this crimp right here. Right where my thumb's touching. That guy right there. Ah, that's what you got to chisel right there. See where it's kind of crimped in right there? Let's see if we can open that up. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hopefully put this back in the truck better than whenever we took it out. As you recall, when I took this pump out, it kind of flew out. One of the reasons is I did not have my bolts, my nuts. I had taken them completely off, all three of them. And, well, it didn't turn out so well. Whenever the gear finally let loose, the entire assembly just came flying out like a rocket. One thing in my defense though is that these studs right here, this one was came out entirely, so I probably should have taken the time to get this guy back in. What I am going to do is I'm going to put a little Loctite in there. It goes all the way through the timing case, so I'm going to wash that out a little bit. I'm going to put some Loctite in. I'm going to get this fastened in, and then we'll go ahead and put our injection pump back on. So I connected some of the hard lines to the injectors so I can make sure that I have it lined up correctly. This thing has a little bit of play to the kind of like back and forth. Just want to make sure that these weren't going to be affected. These things are a bear to put on whenever you're putting hard lines on this injector. So I just want to make sure it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these bolts up, and then we'll do the gear. For your nut on the back side here, behind it, between the engine and the pump, a little combination of a 1/4 inch drive, a swivel socket, and then will work pretty good. And these are 13mm bolts and nuts. So I kind of messed up and I got ahead of myself, and this is on backwards. So the way this guy is supposed to go together is you're supposed to get your nuts started on the front. Then you're supposed to torque this guy down to 18 foot-pounds. Then after that, oh, come on, just go on. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and torque this guy down to 18 foot-pounds, get it set, and then we're going to tighten up our 3 mounting bolt nuts. All right. All right, there's 18 foot-pounds. We're going to go ahead, tighten these bolts back up. All right, nice and tight. And now we're going to tighten the rest of this up to 48 foot-pounds. There we go. Okay, she's done. We're going to see what else needs to be rebuilt now, because it just seems like this engine just goes on and on forever. Tappet cover, check. Injection pump, check. Now we just need to fill this void down here.